you see. So they brought with them their rites, their rituals, and all of these and so on. Saraswati Jayanti is one. A massive and a very, very ancient custom they brought when they came here early in 1845 was Shivaratri. That was one of the first to be observed, right, when they came here. No matter how small, those days you had kutiyas, you had no temples, kutiyas, little dirt, structure and so on or whatever they have. And devotees on the Shivaratri night, because you see, that night you're not supposed to sleep. You had to keep Jagran. They were assembling for puja to Bhagavan Shankar. So, Shivaratri is coming up on the 15th of next month, February. And the temple will be hosted on 5 nights from the 11th to the 15th. Remember that. You have the schedule of activities on the rack there. Please take one, have one. And remember that schedule is for this temple. Okay, don't mix it up with others. All right, so all these rites and rituals and so on. Live for the sake of your dharma will protect. Whatever challenges you may face, opportunities that you may embrace, do not swerve from your pathway of dharma. Kakoi kapare ye netro, sanatan dharma ki jai ho. Kakoi kapare ye netro, sanatan dharma ki jai ho. Karo parcharo duniya mein, सनातन धर्म की जय हो. करो प्रचार दुनिया में, सनातन धर्म की जय हो. ओ परे चाहे कष्ट लाखों की, ना छोड़ो धर्म अपने को. परे चाहे कष्ट छोड़ो धर्म अपने को. भले ही प्राण तक जावे, सनातन धर्म की जय हो. ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो. ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो. बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. Devotees, the environment of satsang is meant really to help us and to keep reminding us of who we really are and identifying with your true self who you are. Not this body, but the Atma or the soul. And through the knowledge that is gained from the scriptures, gradually it will continue to allow you to uplift yourself to identify with the soul and not with the body. And to understand that you possess, that we possess, the highest body in God's creation of 8,400,000 species of lives, which is not gotten very easily. And that we devotees stand right on the doorway. It says here, just open the door and you could achieve your ultimate goal, which is oneness with Bhagavan. That the soul does not have to come back in a body again. And that's why satsang is meant to keep educating us, uplifting us, and getting us to realize. But this Mayic world that we live in, right, is the Lord's delusive power, you call Maya, and which can allow you to stray away very quickly from your pathway. And that is why we ought to be in satsang on a regular basis to remind us. We come into this world with a purpose, with our prarabdha karmas. Really, you come alone and you'll go alone. Nobody really belongs to anybody. Although, yes, we have kids and kin and blood relations and so on. But in reality, nobody belongs to you. Father, mother, sister, brother, husband, wife, nobody. We come alone and the day will come we have to leave here alone. Everything that is perceived by the senses of perception, it makes you believe is real and true. And this is what happens with these two eyes. It makes you see that as real and true. It's only when the third eye is open you begin to see, is that dream it and true? And that's why you see, I always mention it, whenever we go to a funeral, it should leave us with food for thought. Right? Smart whole life, then look where you lie down there now. Think about it. That's why, as much as you can, and you see time, you don't really get time. You have to manage time properly. You have to balance your schedule and so on to get time, or else you don't get it. You'll find umpteen things to do. Umpteen things. Satsang is supposed to be a routine in our life. Just as I say, you have to bathe every day and eat every day. You have to be in satsang. I say at least once a week. Minimal, eh? All right? So bhajans just remind us. And what has happened? We tend to sing these bhajans only at funeral. But it's really meant for when you're living, eh? Right? Jhute janam gavaya sadhu, jhute janam gavaya o sadhu, jhute janam gavaya, jhute janam gavaya sadhu, jhute janam gavaya sadhu, jhute janam gavaya. एक पिता के हम सब लड़के धरती हमरे माता ओ एक पिता के हम सब लड़के धरती हमरे माता कुटुंब कबीला संगन साथी कुटुंब कबीला संगन साथी कालडंक बजाया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया दो दिन तो पकुनाई जगत में माया में भरमाया ओ दो दिन तो पकुनाई जगत में माया में भरमाया धन दौलत कुछ काम नु आवे धन दौलत कुछ काम नु आवे छूट जाएंगे यह काया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया सत्संग की गंगा बही गए कोमल जिसका धारा ओ सत्संग की गंगा बही गए कोमल जिसका धारा करिय स्नान बिमल कर खाया करिय स्नान बिमल कर खाया पापिन पाप कराया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु झूठे जन्म गवाया बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. So Bharjanwalis keep this. If you could understand the meaning, you have a lot of them, you get translated now. You will see the valuable knowledge that is given in these beautiful lyrics. So devotees, once more, we take a dip in this fathomless lake of nectar, the Shri Garuda Purana. The Garuda Purana is one of the 18 Purans in Hinduism. And here it's a discussion between Bhagavan Vishnu himself and Garuda, the chariot upon which the Lord travels in the form of this eagle. And the Lord devotees, having time, engage in satsang with Garuda. Garuda posing questions to the Lord, and the Lord replying in the following words, mainly pertaining to pre-death, death, and after death, right? What we should be doing before, whilst we are blessed in this body. Somebody is about to leave this body. What you can do can help be achieved. Plenty help you could still get. When the soul has left the body, and also again after the body has been disposed of, and all the information, you will get it here. This is authentic scripture in this way. Again, as I keep mentioning, the Garuda Purana is mainly to inform us, to educate us that we can uplift ourselves. It is not meant to offend anyone, because we are not perfect. We are all on this earth, although we are in the highest of bodies. As humans, we do wrong, we do good. We do it consciously and unconsciously. You wouldn't believe how much wrong we just do with this body. Plenty, 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 plenty. And every action has a reaction to it. That's the law of karma, right? Cause and effect. So here Bhagavan Vishnu had explained to Garuda, a person is about to die. The son, the importance of a son, if you're blessed to have sons. Other than that, somebody else could still do on your behalf, but it's more effective if you have a blood son, even that bloodline, could take that initiative and do so much. If you did not do whilst you were living, through the son, you can still do a lot of good karmas by the son doing it on your behalf. So important it is. Even when the soul has left the body, how important it is for that son devotees to perform all the rites and rituals and all these things and so on. That's why it is stressed so much here. It tells you that if a man has two sons, and one decides to stay home and care for the parents, and the next one decides to go and be a yogi in the Himalaya mountain, who get more blessing? The fellow in the Himalayas or the fellow home? When the father, the mother want a cup of water, the one in the Himalayas and come in, you know, it is you want to come. You see it? That's seva. Jinamata pita ki seva ki una tirat snan nakiyo. It had no greater blessing a son could get than serving his dear parents. And that's obligation we have like Sarwan Kumar. So with a son again, so much can be achieved. That parents could be achieved. So much if they did not do it whilst they were alive. You know, long ago, if a father died, the first thing the son used to try to see, if the father was owing anybody to clear those debts, if he had owed anybody whilst he was living to clear out the debts, because you don't want that soul to go with that burden. Today we're just glad, It's already dead. Well, we had to study to pay back that money again. But let me tell you, you had to bond back to pay for that. Unless it's insured. All right? So you see how it is be. So here it tells you too, that if there's a possibility and your road, well, dog give you up and you're really going to pass away and so on, really and truly, you should be placed on the ground outside of the house, not on a bed on a height in the air. And you leap at the place with gobar. You spread kush grass, black till and so on. And you have a tulsi tree by the head with a sarikram and the deer light in. And you happen to die, you're coming back. Instant oneness with Bhagavan. The question arises, will you take out the man from his nice soft bed in his air-conditioned room and bring him on the ground? Nobody is doing that today. Long time you had to do the house, suddenly they go do it. You ain't doing that today? Exactly, you see it? And this is what is mentioned here. All right? So you see all these things are there, right? And there's a purpose for it. You close down to the earth, the dirty matter, because she who will take you back in the end. So Bhagavan Vishnu continues to enlighten us through explaining to Shri Garuda Ji. So let us hear. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Guru Charan Kamale Bhyo Namo Namam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Sri Vishnuve Namaha Hari Om Yasatu ko Surya ko Shunant ko Haryam Gangaya ko Salilang ko Pivata Sa ko Sarva ko Yoni ko Ni ko Mukta ko Prayati ko Sanang ko Hare Nadho ko Jala ko Vagahin ko Pava ko Yanti ko Rakshanan Darshanat ko Sparsh ko Nata ko Panachata Haryom Gangavati ko Kirtanam Punatama ko Punya ko Purusha ko Haryom Shashya ko Tashuta ko Su Sahadrisha Ganga ko Tasma ko Nipeva Vatvasya Jalan ko Sansara Ratakam Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Bhagavan Vishnu is saying, Garur, listen as I tell you. Hari Om, जैसे अग्नि से को हरि ओम रुई को समूह को नष्ट हो जाता है वैसे गंगा जल को पान करके को सबको हरि ओम पाठकं को जल कर को भस्म हो जाता है. How important if you could get the water of the Ganges to sip at that time before death. Right? You know what the Ganga does? Just as how you have a warehouse full of cotton wool, and you take one material and touch one little end of it, in a jiffy the whole warehouse will go out in fire to ashes. So the Ganga has the power to negate sins committed by us. That's why you see I still advocate if you could try and make a trip to India and take a bath in that holy waters. I explained how the Ganges came. It did not come by natural geographic formation. It came from the heavens, from Brahmalok. Right? Drinking of the water, taking a holy bath in it. Well, today people they go and they bring in sun. You could get to buy also all these things on sun. And that's why you see it's equal to just like the Tulsi too. Somebody is dying and when you put, they say, well, the fellow says, well, me bong to go, you know, because when you put a Tulsi leaf in the water, it comes like Ganga Jal. Well, you sit on there and believe that is Ganga Jal whole time. You have the money to go and you don't want to go, but you're looking for the cheapest way out. And that's what happens with us. We work our whole life saving, working, saving, honestly, dishonestly, all how, and we save up the funds. Time to do good with it now, you're holding back with it. What could help you now, you're not doing it. The children only waiting for you to dead. And as soon as you die and they get hold of that bank book, you didn't want to spend it, they're going to spend it for you. You see it? If they use it, they could still do good karmas to help you. You think they're wasting money down so? You're fixing yourself. And you go on there and you're telling the Jamduta, my son will do this for me, and my son going to do this charity work and help me and all this good karma and so on. If you have a son who could think along that line, is great. That's why the information is there for us. You can still do it. So still we try by putting a Tulsi leaf in the water and somebody, sometimes in a position, a set of tubes hook up all over them, they can't even sip anything. No access to the mouth. But if there's a possibility, you could give them little Tulsi gel then. That is also great too. Sins are reduced to ashes. He who drinks Ganga Jal, which is normally heated through the sun's rays, like in the open water then. Joko iko surya ko kirano me ko hari om sri तपा हुआ को गंगा जल को पीते है वहां सबको योनि से को मुक्त हो हरिओम विष्णु लोक में को जाता है. Drinking that water heated by the natural rays of the sunlight, you go to Vishnu Lok one time. Think about it. In India, in Kashi, right, there's a cremation site called Banika Ghat, which is revered. And why it is revered? Anybody get cremated and that ghat ain't coming back. You're born back. And that's why in India, you see people every day, and it's natural and normal, 4 people toting a dead person going to Manika Ghat. People beg to go there to die. There's a hospice there. I think there's hosted for 2 weeks. So if you die within the 2 weeks, it's all right. But if you don't die, you have to leave. A free place, you could stay and so on there. The guy was showing it to us. But what I'm showing you is that that is right on the bank of the Ganga. All right? Ashes, everything going to Ganga itself there. Oneness with Bhagwan in this way. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार दूसरी नदियों का तो स्नान करते को हरि ओम श्री पापी को पुरुष को पवित्र करते हुए यहाँ गंगा नदी को दर्शन तथा को स्पर्श से पान करते हैं गंगा हरि ओम गंगो गंगो को चारों से को हजारे को पापी को पुरुष में को पवित्र हरिओम कर देती है इसलिए गंगा जल को संसार का को तारका की होता है तारक की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय Vishnu Bhagwan is saying by bathing in all of the rivers and so on you get purified, you'll get blessings from Jamuna and Saraswati and all the others and even Triveni and so on, right? So also again by merely it says touching the waters of the Ganga, right? More than even if you bathe in it, thinking of the name of the Ganga River, right? Reading of the greatness of its name, remembering that name, devotees, all upon it. It sanctifies devotees, it says here, the meritless person, a person who has no good in him. If a person get that chance just by thinking of the name of Ganga, right, you get that. Hari Om, Pran Kantame Kwa Gaya Hai, if at the moment of death, O Gange, or you could think of that holy waters of the Ganga River devotees, however it be, what it tells you here, Hari Om Ganga ko aisa ko charan mein karne wala ko Hari Om Shri Marde Keshar Vishnu lok mein ko jata hai Hari Om fir ko bhumi par ko janam nahi ki hota hai. The ocean of transmigration of the soul, where the soul keeps going and coming, is cut asunder. It allows you moksha. That's why India is a land of mysticism. It is a place of mysticism, devotees. He who calls, it says here, O Ganga, whilst life is devotee is about to leave this body, you're coming back. So we all say that. Well, you know what Pandit's saying here? Here we're going to die easy, you know. When we go and die, we will say, Oh Ganga, so we will come back. Hear what Krishna Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita. What is the last impression on the mind at the moment of death destines the future state of the soul? What going through the mind here and what you're focusing on when the life is leaving the body, that is what you're going to achieve. So if you're thinking of the Lord, yes, you will go to Him. Are we sure that can happen? Huh? Are you sure that the glories of the Lord will come to you at that time? Or the name of Ganga or Krishna Bhagavan or Vishnu Bhagavan will come? Nobody is sure. That's why do it whilst you're living. Keep that name upon the lips. Always keep chanting and listening and being on that pathway. You might be in a better position that when it's about time to die, the name could come. It could come. But nobody is sure. At the moment of death, you end up in a coma. You know nothing, all the faculties run dead, all these things and so on. How you going to say Ganga at that time? When to do it? Whilst God bless you with health and strength, and whilst you live and do it. I always mention, you see, when you're young, you just feel you'll never get old. When you're healthy, you just feel you'll never get sick. When things going real good, you feel you'll never go bad. But book it. Where there is positives, there are negatives. That's how Brahma created this world. Right? Hari Om Narayan Bhagavan Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार सरायुक्त होकर को प्राण निकलने के समय गंगा को स्मरण यदि को करते तपता को हरिओम उत्तम गतियों को प्राप्त हो जाता है विष्णु भगवान की जय. He who when again his life is about to leave this body or leaving this body, he contemplates with faith on the Ganga river. He goes to the highest goal, moksha, oneness with Vishnu Bhagavan. The Tulsi plant also, devotees, right? Any aspect of Bhagavan, divinity, that could come to you. And that's why, I was mentioning that sometime recently, calling the name of God at the time of death, you don't return, you know. Because here what happened? Long ago, it had a katha in Bhagavad and other scriptures. There was a guy named Jamil, right? He lived a very base life. When I say no righteous person and thing, he ended up doing plenty wrong in his life and so on. But he had a son, and he put his son's name Narayan. You know, when he felt that death was coming and knocking on his door, he's going to die, he started to call his son, Narayan kaha hai, Narayan kaha hai, oh Narayan, where are you, where are you? I want you now, come, Narayan. Not realizing he was calling God's name. You know, all the messengers of Yamraj reached there to take the soul to hell. Same time, the messengers of Lord Vishnu came, and a serious controversy took place between the two of them. So the messengers of Lord Vishnu telling the messengers of Lord Yamraj that we have come for the soul to take him to Lord Vishnu. So they start to argue, but this man is a base man. This man will do nothing good in the whole life. That's why we are here to care. The attendants tell them, he was calling Lord Vishnu name at the time of death, Narayan, Narayan. He said, but I son. He says, it's the name of the Lord. You can't take him, you can't take him. And dejectedly, they had to go back by Lord Yamraj. So when they went to your Lord Yamraj, they said, my Lord, such and such was the case. When we went down there, we were confronted with these messengers of Lord Vishnu. What to do? You know what Lord Yamraj tell them? He said, you see on this earth, anywhere you see them humans calling God's name, no matter how and when and what situation, you see them long trucks or smack, keep 17 meters away when you drive in. You stay 100 meters from them, people, don't go near them. Don't go near them. Let them live how long they want. Once God's name could come out from your mouth at the moment of death, you are coming back. And that's why, to be honest with you, that's why long ago, before fathers used to put their children's name after God. They call them Vishnu and Durga and Shiva and Hanuman and Lakshmi and Saraswati. And so even if you're calling your child name when your life about to go, you still will get an opportunity to achieve it. However, that becomes a disgrace these days. We don't like those names. We're making up names, right? We put in film star names and all kind of craziness we hear. Taking two names and making up one and all these things. You know, long time, another thing is, good to remember this. Before people had were well off like today. If a fella had a board house, he was like a king, you know, because everybody had that house. And when they started to build wood houses, they had a jealousy where for the breeze to come through. Okay, right or wrong? Because nobody had AC anything in those days. And those jealousies to make so beautiful, well crafted and so on. And when you go by somebody, you will see right around they have all different types of pictures hung up. The deities picture. Be easy to hang up. You put a nail and you hang it up or you tie it beside it. So right around you've seen God picture, east, west, north and south. And you know what that was to do? Anywhere you turn, you've seen God form. So you are always reminded of the Lord. After we elevate, what we do? Take down all them pictures of them, seal off the place and so on. And we put a picture of a nice scenery, or a nice stargill, or a nice starboy, or something like that. I don't think they're going to help you when the time reach. What I'm showing you is showing you the importance of why they did these things. To always keep you constantly reminding yourself of that purpose the Lord before you. Hari Om Narayan. इसलिए को गंगा जी को ध्यान करके को नमस्कार करते गंगा जल का को पान कर को कुछ भी को श्रीमद् भागवत को श्रवण करने वाला को मोक्ष को प्राप्ति होता है. Again what he says here, contemplate, he says here, take advantage, contemplate, salute, keep in mind, sing the praises, bathe in it, drink of it, the Ganga Jal. Always keep it foremost in your mind, right? Always keep that name, and if you have been there, visualize it all the time and so on. You know, the next great thing, hear what Lord Vishnu himself is saying, right? इसी प्रकार को कुछ भी श्रीमद् भागवत की श्रवण कथा को श्रवण करके को मोक्ष को प्राप्त हो जाता है. Another thing will allow you to get moksha, about to leave this body, if you could listen to the Bhagavad Purana Katha. The Bhagavad Katha does give moksha devotees. Dhundukari was a spirit. Nothing Gaukaran tried could have helped him. It was listening to a Bhagavad in 7 days' time. I think we are blessed, and all those who had that privilege to listen to the Bhagavad from page 1 to the end after 24 years. I don't know who make all that, but I make it because I had to read it. You see it? So I had the blessing to be here on all occasions. For 24 years on Thursday nights, reading Bhagavad from page 1 to the end. Think of it. He who can listen to Bhagavad Katha and your life goes, you're coming back. That is the power of Bhagavatam. Okay? Whatever devotees on the spiritual side or the religious side you could do when that time shall be. You know something? This is my personal belief. I feel I'll be blessed if for some reason, when it's time to go, well, Doc or whosoever had to make that conclusion, they say, boy, look here now, you have a month to live again, and sure you're going to knock out, you know. Right? After a month dies it, you're really going, or a week or whatsoever it is. You know, if you know definitely you are going to go, you have an opportunity there to prepare yourself now for when that time could come. You know how much Raja Parikshit had 7 days. You know what Parikshit taught? You know what time is that? 7 days multiplied by 24 days, 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, and 60 seconds in a minute. Think how much time is that? When Raja Parikshit realized he had 7 days to live, and he came home and the news reached him, you know what he do? He called his son Janmajai. He said, Janmajai, from today you be the king. He take out all the royal robes, put on the clothes of a hermit, and he said, okay, palace, bye-bye, I'm going to see you. And he head for the Ganges River. Sitting on a mat made of the coos grass facing north, he started to contemplate on Lord Krishna. What I'm saying, we wouldn't go in the forest or sit down by by the river in Valencia or somewhere whatsoever. You have too much for feathers there, you can't go there. All right? But in your very home, you could start to detach. You detach. But you got to have now the support of the family. If you tell them home, you know, look, at 7 days. I want you to call Mr. Darren there and tell him, leave that place for me outside and put me there on a bed of kush grass and put a tulsi with a shalikram and thing there, and I go stay outside there. They go on to know if you've gone crazy. Yeah? That's the first thing will go on in this time. The knowledge is here, devotees. In many ways, we can start to prepare ourselves, knowing that the time is come. For the only sure thing it have, when you're born, you have to die. There is no if, there is no but, there is no trying to get away from it. There is no bribing or prevention or whatsoever. You have to go. Once you're born, you have to go. So the important thing what the scriptures show us, you do not fear death, because death will happen. What we have to do is prepare yourself for when that time will come. And when that time will come, nobody knows. That's why the wise says, what I have to do tomorrow, let me do it today. What I have to do it today, let me do it now, because I know not if tomorrow will reach. How many of us know that when you go home to sleep, you get up in the morning? You wish and you hope and you pray and you beg God, but is it guaranteed 100%? No. And that's why you keep on that pathway. And what's the simplest thing we have to do to help we? Per upakar. Keep serving the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart, just trying to do as much good as you can with His body, devotees. This is what will get us along that pathway. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Shri Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha. अंत समय को श्रीमद् भागवत की कथा एक श्लोक आधा श्लोक में को हरिओम पार की पार को तथा श्रवण करने को ब्रह्मलोक में को जाकर को हरिओम वायुष्य को नहीं को जाता है. If you could read the whole Bhagavad, half quarter, 1/6, 1/8, one line, right? Or probably if you know all that self and you could just say the Maha Mantra for Lord Krishna, what is it? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You're coming back. How much, what portion you could read? You know, devotees, sometimes we go to see a sick and definitely probably a terminal illness or something, and the person in bed lying down and everybody trying and you this, that, all them thing. I mentioned that the last time, even the hospital where you go, that is not a place where you go and you start to talk people business and all them thing and so on. That person is dying need of help. Chant in your mind. If you get a chance, go in his ears and utter that mantra in the person's ear. If you can't go by yourself from where you are, beg Krishna Bhagavan, help him, right? Download it on the internet, that Maha Mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and keep a player there playing it slowly and nicely. That chant will go on. Any religious chant in that manner, be it the Gayatri man, be it that mantra, or which one, but this is the powerful mantra here. Get a nice picture of Bhagavan Krishna and put it, so if his eyes could open and the eyes open, his eyes will fall on him. Forget the house, forget the land, forget the money, this, that, all them things, right? People will want to care for you, but after 2 weeks they're going to get fed up, and I'm telling you. After that they will get fed up with you. That's why one of the prayer that we ought to pray and beg the Lord every time you pray, you see, Lord, whenever the time comes, you know when it's right, and I have to leave this body. Let me stay active, energetic, and only go until you're ready. Right? Because to become bedridden or dependent upon another is a piece of Kali you get yourself in this time. You beg God at that time, such will happen this way. Nobody knows, but we had to pray for that too. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam. इसी प्रकार वेद और को उपनिषदों के पाठ में शिव यहाँ को विष्णु लोक में श्रवण के करते ब्राह्मण को क्षत्रिय को वैश्य को मर्दे हो जाता तो वैश्य को मोक्ष का हो जाता है. Anyone at that time who have this privileged devotees, right, by repeating again any mantras, and you have so much access of getting these mantras today. If you only tune into Radio Jagriti, I know some people only had a station stick on that. So much knowledge comes across devotees and other stations too. Be the Upanishads, be it praising Bhagavan, Vishnu, or Shiv Baba. All these bring liberation at the time of death. But again, you've got to have the family to give you that kind of support and prepare you to understand these things. And we have to make devotees, they make all these, you know, the Bhagavad Sumiran, right? 24 years we sing that. I don't know if anybody remembers by heart, except she. Remember to sing it by heart. If we decide, look how long we didn't Garuda Purana, let me start back the Bhagavad and read Sumiran and see who can remember it. Might forget it. The whole Bhagavad is in one mantra, they have it too. The Gita devotees, you have mantras put on there, look on the, by the donation box there. The whole Ramayana is in one mantra there, right? You have, you know what is this here? This is the whole Gita in this little piece of paper. Om Gita Ganga Chagayatri Sita Satya Saraswati Brahm Vidya Brahmavari Tri Sindhya Mukti Gehini Ardhamatra Chidananda Bhaudhvani Bhainashini Vedatri Parayanantra Tatvarta Jnana Manjari. The 18 chapters of the Gita is in this little paper, what I just read. You know how long it took to say it? Half of a minute. You think you can make a little sacrifice to learn it? Ramayana have 1,320 pages divided into 7 volumes. It will take the other half a minute to chant the whole Ramayana and the Gita in 1 minute. It's there, the thing there. Besides, Ishwar had got it done. It is there to take and learn it. Don't keep it cat and put it down home. Adoram tapo banari gamanang hatwang mirga kangshanam vaidehi haranam jatayumaranang sugriva sambhashanam bahili grahanang samundrataranam lanka puridahanam pashadaravan kumbhakaran haran etva diramayanam. The whole Bhagavad and the whole Ramayana took 1 minute. Just think about it. If you can't say that, the mantra for Lord Rama, Om Namo Narayanaya. For Lord Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Lord Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya. So you start from the easy and you keep moving on to the little difficult ones. And gradually it will come to you. So we need to make sacrifice. You cannot get it without the sacrifice. Hari Om Bhagavana Vatsalam. So any scripture, any mantra, whatever you may know, it relates back to that same one Godhead. Hari Om He Garuda. जो ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्य को वैराग्य युक्त होकर अंत समय के योद्धा को हरिओम अन जल का को त्याग करे वहाँ हरिओम अतुर संन्यास को हरिओम ग्रहण रे है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. At the time of death, devotees, one should again make a fast. All right? That is again, you watch your menu, what you eat and all these things and so on. You start to sift out. That's what I tell you. You see, we're supposed to be human beings and become vegetarians. Because the quality to practice is ahimsa. And ahimsa is you must not hurt another creature. And you can't do it if you eat meat and so on. Because you have to hurt to get the meat to eat it. That's why to practice that ahimsa, we got to be veggie. So that had to come from within your heart yourself. So even said somewhere along at the time you could draw your line. As we get older too, a veggie diet is healthier to gravitate to. And you will see how you will feel different and so on. Okay? And devotee says here again, right? The satisfy again with this world. That will come to you, eh? You have to get to develop a distaste for materialism. An adverse history for it. Lakshman tells Guha that in Ramayana. The only time will be considered fully awakened as a yogi is when you develop an aversion for materialism. Now again, as I say, you don't have to go in the forest and live. You learn to live right here, but the material things don't bother you. You live in it, you have to live here. This is the world we live in. But you learn that it will not bother you or affect you in this way. And dissatisfied with that, the devotees, what happened? The Brahmin again should take up relinquishment. He is the one devotee is definitely, as you're growing older like others too, you is the one how to sift out, sift out, sift out. For the happiness is not in materialism. When you get older in life, the more you have, the more jhanjat and more trouble to see about. If you care for it and so on, you're going to go bad and all these things and so on. And you have to remain out all your time tying up in that same thing all the time. You're going wrong and you're spinning wrong all the time. It's a routine. Tell me when you don't have anything to do home. Whenever you don't have anything to do home, when you leave the house. It's only when you leave the house and go, you don't have nothing to do home. Once you're home, it always has something to do. Think about it. Always, always. And your whole life spinning around there. And one knock on your door. The Bhajan says, Kala Danka Bajaya Sadhu. When you watch through the peephole, who is that boy knocking on my door? He said, open the door, I'll show you who I am. He said, my name is Jamdu, the messenger of death. You have to go now. Eh? You serious? And I killing myself for all these things, you have to leave all everything now? He said, yeah, come, you have to go now. And none of these things are going to help you when you go in, you know. This is the thing, you can't carry it. Heart pasari, as I always mention, look at a baby born, the fist is like this, tight, you bring nothing. Look at a person who has died, the hand is like this. So we got to learn to balance life. Yes, yeah, we are householders, we are grihastis. Grihasti means householders. There is nothing wrong in living in a comfortable world here today. All the comforts in life, there's nothing wrong with that. Let me tell you what is be wrong. When we try to acquire it dishonestly, and when we stay attached to it, this is mine, that is where the trouble comes. That is where the problem comes. Right? Everybody want to live a nice, comfortable life. Who would like to drive a nice car and have a nice AC in your house and a nice recliner to relax on and all? Nothing is wrong, that's what I'm saying. But acquire it honestly and always stay detached from it. Nothing is ours. Nothing could be carried. We have to learn to develop that aversion for that materialism. Hari Om Bhagavana Bhakti Kevalam. Hari Om Prana Kantha ko. Hari Om Gat hone par jo ko sanyasya ko. Aisa shabd karke waha ko. Hari Om marne var ko Vishnu ke dwala prapta hokar fir ko janam nahi hote hota hai. Anyone who says devotees, while life is still flickering in this body and the truth and so on, I have relinquished, I give up materialism and I do that. You could make that pronouncement for yourself then. And for yourself, you give it up, like Parikshit. At that point, I give it up. Nothing again in this world again. He goes, devotees, straight after that to Bhagavan Vishnu. You know why? Because if you do that, your mind going to be on it. And what is the last impression on the mind at the moment of death? That destines the future destination. You go born back. That's why we keep coming back in it all the time, and we can't sift out. So we have to, devotees, get out from it in this way, even at that time. And that's why you see too, one of the things too is that does keep us holding on to it, is when devotees, we keep it for ourselves, right? You work hard, you make, you build this, that, all these things, you have children and so on. The man have the land, he will not give the sons or who children, right? He wait till them get old, then he want to give them the land, put it on their name. He can't go in the land now to do anything. When the man is young and strong, yeah, we could have given him a plant. When he get old, now you give him. They holding on, that's causing trouble. You share it, who you work hard for and who you want to give, you share it for them. But remember again, in Kali Yuga we are living, whatever you put in that you want to be free from the attachment for it, always keep your name with life interest on it. You have the final say until you leave this world. They can't sell it, they can't do this, they can't do nothing with it. Because they'll put you out in the road too. And that is happening right now. Yeah. Give them a sign on the pension check and you're going to see. It are cases where they collect in the pension check and they want to give the person none from the pension. That's your pension, you know. They want to give you none from it. They will take the pension check and put you in a home and they say, we can't for her the home. But it's pension, your own pension check paying for you over there. Nobody are doing for you so. So try to let go from these things. And by one of the ways that, who you going to give is the children you work hard for. You want to leave it for them. But if they come up and you work haram, what you going to do? Give them? Huh? When the time reaches and you come helpless, is who are wrong you, coming to help you and serve you, that is the person that's be counted, Not the person who ain't there all the time. And when you're done, you still want to give them and give that one and that one and that person who helped you, that is the person you put in the work haram to. It don't be right. We have to be understanding with this. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को हे गरुड़, इस तरह को हरि ओम जिस धर्मी को पुरुष है और को अंत समय में कृत को हुआ को है उसमें पुरुष को उधर द्वारा को मुख से को प्राण को निकलते की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. What he says here, devotees, then again, of him who is a righteous person, devotees, and has thus performed the rites, devotees, their life again, the life breath, easily passes out from the body. You know, some people get real trouble to die. People begging to die and they can't die. And some others' life goes so easily. Right? By doing the good karmas and so on, and all that you could still do when that time comes. You work hard, devotees, you have, save your money or you work on your, Bhagavan bless you with it. Use back some in these ways by which they can help you. And we know a lot of people do the satsang and gaining this knowledge. They do. They really do. So when that time comes when you can't do at that time, you have no regrets you did not do. Okay? Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam मुख को नेत्र को कान इसमें द्वारा को कि उधरो द्वार को करने वाला हरिओम श्री इन द्वार में हरिम गक्ष को पुरुषों के को प्राण को निकलती है और को योगियों में को देश मात्र को हरिओम तालु से को प्राण को निकलती है. Then what happened? When the soul is about to leave, it will leave through the upper apertures in the body, which are through the mouth, or the nose, or the eyes, or the ears. The righteous, the life force, lives here. The unrighteous, the perverse, the person who never do good in this life, when the time comes to leave, the soul does leave through the lower apertures in the body, which is either through the private parts or the anus. And definitely you're going down the southern gate to Yamraj. So you want that, that's why you'll notice when somebody dies, you put the gold on the face on the different positions, because gold itself is a purifying element. Life force tends to remain in the cells, trapped in the cells in the body. It helps to remove it totally in this manner. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam Sri Vishnu Adi Deve Bhyo Namaha प्राण को अपमान के ये दोनों को हरिओम ना भस्ताने के को कहने से जब वे को अलग अलग को होते हैं तब सूक्ष्म को होने से वायु उसमें शरीर रूप को पुतले से निकलता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. भगवान विष्णु is saying to Garuda that again the good goes, the life force leaves to the upper apertures. And the yogins, devotees, or the yogis, or the great ascetics, who have opened up all the chakras and kundalinis and lift the life force to the highest point, when they have to leave, the soul does leave through the soul, this point up here, where the churki is. Right? How you call it? What gland? The pineal gland, right? How you pronounce it? Right here, this is where the soul leaves there. But we ordinary humans, it will live through these upper apertures. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam. प्राण को और अपमान को के दोनों में नाभिस्थान में को रहते जब में को अलग अलग होते हैं और को सूक्ष्म दोनों को वायु के उसमें शरीर का पुलके से निकलता की होता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. When devotees, you have the rising and descendant again, their life breaths as the in and out, they are joined, they become separate then, becoming subtle, which is separation from the body. The life breath departs devotees from the inner body itself. The spark or the eternal consciousness of God leaves this physical body then. And then you pronounce the body, the person has died. उस वायु के निकलने को वार को यहाँ शरीर को हरिओम श्री गिर जाता है जैसे बिना आर को वृक्ष वायु को हरिओम बल से को नीचे गिर को जाता है. Again what it says here, when the Lord of breath departs, which is the eternal spark of God in the form of that ingoing and outgoing breath, right? And the spirit then, as we say, the body falls, devotees, like a tree unsupported. And stricken devotees, it says, by time itself, what happened? The motionless body lies there. Now you get old, the body get weak, if feet get changed, wrinkled, and hair get gray, and everything and so on put into it. That motionless body lies there. 1 minute ago you played man, and look where you did. If they get rid of you completely, you start a bad smell of the place something. Because the body will decompose. प्राण और जिसमें शरीर को हरिओम छोड़ता है तब को चेष्टर हित को यहाँ को शिर को तथा को हरिओम दुर्गतियों युक्त को निंदनीय को हो जाता है फिर कोई भी को इसको शरीर को स्पर्श नहीं की होता है. And left devotees with the vital breath of the Lord, having now having come out from it, right, the body will become detestable and unfit to touch. As the time clicks, the body will start to go bad. And that's why you have to call the funeral agency fast and get them in the freezer there and put them there to preserve it until you're ready for funeral. Just devotees, this body, although we are the highest, you pass on the highway and you see a dog get knocked down. And watch how that dog will decompose. In the same like manner, this body will decompose. If it's not kept refrigerated or whatsoever and so on. The same elements that make up this body make up that body too. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. We are just the highest in God's creation. But the same components like that, it is going to, begin to deteriorate and unfit to touch even after time. Foul smell will arrive from it. And as a devotees, nobody will like it. The same poster you like all the time, at that poster, they want to come wrong yourself. Everybody afraid you and this and that and all these things and so on. A while ago, you were well loved by each and every one. And all of a sudden, nobody will like you again. I tell you, if you want to try something, and see all what they tell you, how much they love you and how much card you get for Father's Day and Mother's Day and Valentine and this and that and so on. You just play there, and if you could control your breath, hold it for long as you could. See how fast they will call the funeral agency for you. All the love they're destined for you. So get this dead man out here quick, boy, right? We are not dead in this place here. And anywhere there is a dead, that place is unclean. And it comes like a mortuary. And that's why when there is a death in a home, the first thing you have to get rid is all the meat you have in the house. Because with the meat in the house, it's already a mortuary. It's dead. And with the next dead, it comes double impure. That's why we should be vegetarians, I'm telling you. I mean, everybody wouldn't do it, but this is the knowledge. You get the knowledge. That's the first thing you just have to do. When Baba, the person die, what we should do. He said, check your fridge. What you having? Any meat and this and that? He said, you had to get rid of it. That's the first thing. So it makes the whole environment impure also. Hari Om तीन को अवस्था में शरीर को होते हैं प्रथमों के इसमें को जीव पैदा हो जाता है यहाँ को जानकर को खा जाते इसमें को यहाँ इसको उधर को विष्टा को हो जाता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. How can men again who perish devotees in a moment be proud of this body? You watch yourself in the mirror, nobody ain't good looking like me, Or nobody had talent like me, or education like me, or beauty, or what, you name it then, all the things, and you're feeling good, the little ego in you then and so on. And 1 minute, you drop out, the soul leave the body. Look at you there. Think of it. That's why with knowledge, with education, and the teachings of the scriptures, now you have to like this body. Because of the issue is you don't get it easy, so you got to cherish it, right? Bari bhagya manushatanupava. Kagbusun tell Garuda and Ramayan, when other creatures, lower creatures watch a human, a tear does drop from their eye and they utter silent prayer in their heart. Oh Lord, when will you bless me with a human body? When, Lord, when? They beg for it. And we just have it and we don't value it. You see it? What was it prescribed for? Sadhan ki dham hai, spiritual endeavors. That's why it have chakras, kundalinis, and all these things in this body. In every hair point in this body, every hair point divinity resides. It's not an ordinary body. And that's why we have to try to do pure things with it. That's why we got to be in satsang that we could get knowledge. Through technology too, you get so much, in today's world and so on. So then we are proud of this body, which is devotees, which will come to the condition, if it remain there, worms going to take it over. If you put it in the funeral pile, go burn to ashes, right? This is what has gone. Or it will come to dung when it rots out in the earth. This is what will become of the body. What you'll have is memories in a frame afterwards. Hari Om. और को शरीर को पंच महाभूत को निकल कर पंच महाभूत के को पृथ्वी, पृथ्वी में जल, जल में को तेज, तेज से को वायु, वायु से को तीन हो को जाता है. Then what happened, devotees? Earth, devotees, goes back to earth. The water in this body goes back to water. The air goes back to air. The ether goes back to ether. The fire goes back to fire. Where's the fire? The heat in this body. And that's why scriptures show us when there is a death, what we call death is not death because nothing dies. The soul cannot die. Krishna Bhagavan says, no amount of water could drown the soul. No amount of fire could burn the soul. And no weapon has yet invented to destroy the soul. The body does not die. Why? Because the body is made up of the 5 gross elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And matter cannot be created nor destroyed. You cannot create matter nor destroy it. That's why in a Hindu funeral, when you go, you will notice after the service is finished and when they're ready to load it in the hearse, they will spread a piece of cloth on the gateway north-south. The body will be placed there. The sons who doing the rituals will stoop and with guidance from the Pandit, they will perform a ritual there. That ritual is called a manzil. And every time you do that ritual, you ask, earth, go back to earth. One will be done by the cremation site when you take out the body from the hearse, right? Earth, fire, go back to fire. Then again, water, go back to water. Ether to ether. Air to air. So the body don't die because everything going to transform back. And the soul cannot die. Why fear death? The whole issue is we should not fear death. The issue is understanding it and preparing for it when the time will come. That is the whole thing with it. Prepare for it. To come, it's going to come. Right? The catch in it is that when it's going to happen, we don't know. Right? And you see, I just put it like this, eh? If you go you're going to the US, you got to have a visa. The visa have a expiry date. So you're going to stay in the people place until this date. You have to come back. You have until this date. We, the soul, is really you and me, traveling in this body, right? This body is like the visa. But you know what's the catch with it? It don't have any expiry date stamp on it. The thing about it is, anytime it could expire. That is the catch in it. So that's why you see bhajan walis come back and tell us, you have to be in satsang and you have to understand. It's a catch, we don't know when. So what to do? Man ki aanke khol baba, man ki aanke khol. Man ki aanke khol baba, man ki aanke khol baba. Here we addressing, you know, Baba, oh man ki aanke khol. Get your mind's eye open, which is the third eye. And know and realize who art thou. You are not this body, you are the Atma or the soul. How you get this body, what you're supposed to do with it whilst you're here, where you're going from here, get that and work towards achieving it. All these bhajans come, but many times you only hear them for funeral, but it's supposed to be a new living. And that's why we ought to be in satsang to keep gaining this knowledge. What is the authority and the best authority to give us? The scriptures. The scriptures is the best devotees. So he says here again, everything goes back to its original position in this way. Hari Om, Vaisya Kashmi ki hota hai Sri Vishnu Adi Deve Bhyo Namaha. The very self that is the body devotees, is happy devotees and prevailing again. What happened eternally is now devotees birthless and deathless in this manner, which is the soul having left it that will decompose. Narayan Vahakvatma Kudashme Indriyo Seko Vyas Tathako Shabdas Prashko Rupa Hariom Siras ko Ganda ko Kam ko Hariam Krodit ho Yukta Vahako Anamay ko, pranamay, manuhabay ko, vigyanamay, anandamay isko, panchakoshme ko, vyapti hota hai. The individual possessing devotees, all the senses and so on here, surrounded again and surrounded with the sense objects devotees, out sound and taste and all these things and so on. What happened? They cling to desires created out of attachment for materialism, and most time due to commercials. Right? Commercials. The eye see, and when you see, you had the desire to want, and you're going to get it. And everything you get is more trouble for you. It's more for you to care for. It's more for you to see about. Always like that, devotees. And we spend the time now in the mother's womb. Hear what's going on. In 7 months of pregnancy, the fetus becomes fully conscious. The fetus turns in a position like this, bow-like, with the hands clasped, and we begin to pray. Because Vishnu Bhagavan appears to us. He says, look, here's something. I've given you a chance to come as a human, you know. You have the opportunity to reach back to me, you know. Right? And look at all your past life, all you suffered, all your hell and thing, all the problems, all the karmas you did. Watch how you beat our karmas down. So, you want to go back in that? He said, Lord, not at all. He said, you're telling the Lord, I'm promising you. You just give me the chance to born, and I will serve you from birth to death. Every human make that promise. All of us make that promise. When we come here, we get attracted to this material nature of this world, which makes you believe it's real and true, until this third eye opens, and we devote ourselves to it. We promise God to serve Him from birth to death. The average English counting of the lifespan of a human is 3 scores and 10. But you think out of 70 years, how much we has used for God than to materialism? Let me say 70 years in life here, the shortest amount. How much do we use for the purpose for which we come here? Unlike for materialism, which is causing us more trouble. Minimal. You see it? Minimal, minimal. So the earlier we could realize this, devotees, and learn to balance life, it will benefit us. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Namam. Now Bhagavad explained, is only by doing good karmas with this body you could beat out bad karmas from previous birth and in this birth. We have a privilege to nullify bad karmas. That's the greatness of Kali Yuga, right? Kali Yuga tell Raja Parikshit that. But I can't do it for you and you can't do it for me. You have to make up your mind and get on that pathway to do it yourself. And the best place to do it, devotees, where there is God-related activities. Hari Om, Aisa ko Jivatma ko, Hari Om, Shubha, Shubha ko Vasana se ko yukta hokar apne ko, Hari Om, Shri Karam ko dwara naveen ko sharir pravesh karta hai, jaise ghar mein ko aag ko lagane se ko manushya ko, Hari Om, Shri Nutan grihan mein ko pravesh ko karta hai. Endowed devotees with good tendencies. What happened? If you are blessed and you did not get the moksha, you get to come back, but you're going to enter again with your good karmas that you have charted along with you. You'll come back into a better person than you are. You don't come by guess or coincidence. Nobody is born by guess or coincidence. Everything is based upon the logical law of the universe, which is the law of karma. You're not born devotees. Rasimala does tell you, you're not born with a big outer shape nose by guess. You're not born with space between your teeth by guess. You're not born where your toes spread out like this by guess. It will tell you where you'll have a mole on your body. All these things and so on is a karmic situation. Everything is karmic. Karmic, 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 devotees. It will lead you to that. One person born very handsome, or next was very pretty, and next one ain't good looking, or this or that, we say in this manner. Why? Everything is karma. Everything karma. So what we are right now was based on our previous karma. The future depends on what we do with the body right now. So at least if you had to come back, you don't want to come back as you are worse, you want to come back better. But nothing is free and nothing is cheap. You have to work for it. And what is the Well, satsang cheap because you always stand to benefit from satsang. You see it, and you'll get that knowledge, and by the grace of the Lord, Bhagwan, after some time, it does allow you to get on that pathway. It will start to rub off on you in this way. So thus again it says here, the householder devotees. Yes, sir, one house is burned down and you go into a new house, so the soul change body, if there's a karmic situation. Unless if the soul gets moksha. ऐसा जीवों के हरिओम निकलने से समय हरिओम श्री छत्र चामर से को युक्त होकर को सुवर्ण कुआरी हरिओम श्री घरू ओम बंधुआ हुआ को ऐसा को विमानों के लिए कर विष्णु को पार्षार को आते हैं. Then what happened, devotees? It says here, the messengers of Bhagwan, when a time will come, the shining ones appear to you, devotees, and they are called the Parashad, or the attendants of Lord Vishnu, like when Dhundukari had to go to heaven, a chariot came down and took him up personally to the heavenly sphere. I think you'll see it physically in this time, right? But definitely you attend to that heavenly sphere of Bhagwan Vishnu himself, where devotees, there is no issue of returning here again and again. All those devotees who have performed your purpose here, the rites and rituals and all that is, how you call it, advice then. धर्म सार में को जानने वाले बुद्धिमान तथा सदा को धर्म से को श्रेष्ठ को कहते जाता है. उसमें ऐसा विष्णु दूत अपने को धर्मी को विमान के बैठकर को स्वर्लोक को हो जाता है. Again, devotee is the person again who is that beloved of the Lord, and having used this body as much as the opportunity will avail him, the righteous devotee is pathway of life. The issue is that it's not opportunity is always there, we have to grasp it, You have a choice. Either you want to go there or you want to come here. It's you to make the choice, isn't it? Right. So we had the choices to make. And you can make the correct choice or the wrong choice. You want to make the one that will help you and uplift you. Okay? Bhagwan himself does uplift and take that person in his chariot devotees to Vishnu Lok, where you don't have any return. It's a nice thing there when Dhundukari had to leave here. Gaukaran and all the villagers and all of them were there, they're watching Dhundukari, who was murdered, and he gone to heaven and they get to go. They said, I ain't fear, And then the Parashadam tell him, he said, here's something. You see the kind of devotion and dedication Dhundukari listen to this Bhagavad, all you have to do that. All you have to organize a Bhagavad on 100% full dedication, and you get it. And that's why it was done in the month of Shravan. Chariots came down from the heavens, and every Kritiya their devotees ascended to the heavenly sphere. Prem se boliye Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Hari Om Divya Din ko Dharan Ujjwal ko Vastra ko Hari Om Shri Pushpadi ko Mala Tatha Suvaran ko Stan Abhushan Sahit Vaha ko Mahan ko Pratap ki Manush ko Antasmay Vike Danav ko Punya ko Dene Wala hai. And when you're moving up to that sphere, Bhagwan does give you a form just like himself. Just like Vishnu Bhagwan, you get into taking that form. Right? And allows you to enter his heavenly chariot. And here devotees, where you attain that oneness to him, devotees, and where you will be adored, worshipped, honored, and all of these and so on. And this is our mission in life. We don't realize the key to it is this body is what can help you do it. This body, and we have the body. Right? But it's up to us to make the decision. It's like a cricket match, okay? There are two teams in the cricket match or football match. You can't play on one side, and when you're out, you want to come and bat on the next side. That can't work. You have to decide which team you're playing on, this team or that team. And that's where you have the spiritual team or the material team with the sensuous pleasures of materialism and all these things and so on. The decision is yours. Bhagwan says, look, I don't take side, I'm mere forcing you. But I am just like a referee in a football match or an umpire in a cricket match. All right, points are awarded, you get it. You do wrong, penalties will come to you. The choice is ours. It's a democratic universe too, a democratic world, a democratic country, a democratic home, everything democratic. But the ball is in our court. You make the decision. Such knowledge devotees, is someone knowledge in Garuda Purana? And all his devotees to keep reminding us of our purpose and the value of the treasure that we have right now. You know, what's the treasure? Not the money in the bank, you know, not this body, you know, is how much time remaining in our life. Because every second the clock ticks, will never come back in our life in this body. It will never come back. Hence again, the wise says, what you have to do tomorrow, do it today, and what you have to do it today, do it now. For you know not if tomorrow will ever come. And so devotees, Bhagavan Vishnu, using this opportunity to devotees to educate us through the medium of Garuda. Hari Om iti Sri Garuda Purane Sarodware Hari Om Sri Mriyaman ko Hari Om Kritya Nirupanam Nam Navamo Adhyaye Samapti Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Prem se boliye Vindra Ban Bihari Lal ki jai, Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. So this has brought us to the end of the 9th chapter in the Shri Garuda Purana. Okay. We thank you all so much again for gracing us with your presence, and those who join us on our to the social media and the Facebook page, devotees, for it is doing a good, and that knowledge can reach all over. Okay? We have the blessed privilege to listen and to help us to realize our true purpose in life, and what you already done, you cannot do it. It don't have a reverse gear. But ahead of us, we could always make that decision to try and do better with it. And again, the treasure we have is how much time we have remaining, which none of us knows. One of these, you in Kali Yuga, the wheel of time will spin faster. As I just tell you, just the other day was New Year's Day. You know what's the date today? Today is the 15th of January, half of the month done already. And you will see how fast New Year's will come back. You don't do what you have to do, time will leave you and go. And as time goes in, this body itself, through aging devotees and all other things that will attribute to it, it wouldn't get devotees better. You'd reach that climax and then you start to dip. You know, they say once a man and twice a child. These issues are there. These words are not untrue then. So tonight we say thanks very much to our devotees who did puja, that is Rohini and her son Bhownath Maraj. We thank you so much for being here with us and offering yourself in devotion this evening. Tonight, devotees, our prasad devotees and food have been sponsored by Savi Ramlal. And from Costrace Foster Road, we say thanks very, very much to her again. And she has prepared it also. And our prasad devotees was prepared by Ajay and Mr. Bodhi. I told you that on the New Year start, we would like to have some new blood on hand. When I say young people then, to come on board to help with the making of prasad. And even the ladies group will tell you too. I'm sure you can do with some hands in the kitchen too. Remember, part of our culture and our rites rituals is not just going to pray and go home. In all our rites rituals, you always have prasad. Any yag without food is incomplete, so we always have food. So manually, we are very, very, active then in carrying out and protecting dharma. But traditions have to go on, and as we get older, young ones have to take over. So the older ones are always there to teach and to show. Okay, so anytime you're willing to, check with Mr. Akash and Mr. Bodhi if you want to help to learn to make prasad, or if you can make, you can help. Not every time, but on occasions you can let us know. And remember, when we come to help to make that in the temple, we are not helping the temple, we are helping ourselves. Every good you do with this body that is God-related is a good karma for ourselves. All right, so, but you can only do it when God bless you, eh? Because we don't know what will happen down the road, how long we'll be here. Take advantage. So, Bolo Shri Vindrapan Bihari Lal ki jai, Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Next week we have Samantha Tulsi who will do puja and contribute the issues. We say thanks to her in advance. Remember again, Saraswati Jayanti is on the 23rd of January. All devotion to Goddess Saraswati. A lot of people are forgetting. Think about it. She blesses you that you'll have a sharp and a broad intellect, good memory. Good memory, devotees. Her blessing is not only for exam purposes, but we need it throughout our whole life. Okay? Shivratri again are 5 nights next month from the 11th to the 15th of February. So Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai, Vindraban Bihari Lal ki jai. Let us all stand please at this time as we are going to join in Arti, and we ask our devotees who did puja to commence the Arti. Jai Jagadish Hari. Hari Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janamantar Kretani Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshina Parhi Parhi Deepanam. Hari Om Vishnue Namaha. Kalyan. Jai Jagadish Hari. Swami Jai Jagadish Hari. भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के औछन में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का। स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का। और सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे। कष्ट मिटे धन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण कहो किसके। स्वामी शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी। करो मैं जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूरन परमात्मा हो, स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता। स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं मूरख खल कामी, मैं मूरख खल कामी। कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक गोचर, सबके प्राणपति। स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। और किस विधि मिलो दया में, किस विधि मिलो दया में। तुम हो मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे। स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ। शरण परा तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा। स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। ओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ। सनातन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। बोलो श्री सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम। बोलो श्री सीताराम सीताराम
सीताराम जय सीताराम।
और बोलो श्री राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम। बोलो श्री राधे श्याम राधे श्याम।
राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम। सीताराम जय सीताराम। राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम।
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। We humble ourselves in prayerful submission, giving thanks to Prabhu once again for these moments of togetherness in this holy environment of Satsangh. O Prabhu daya karo, raksha karo, क्षमा karo. Hari Om. Shantakaram bhujagashayam padmanabham shuresham Vishwadharam gagan sadresham मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं
कमलनयनं
योगी विद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णो भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ओम त्वमेव माता
च पिता त्वमेव
त्वमेव वन्दो च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय। पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय। आदि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय। साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय जय जय। सीताराम। Kalyan, please be seated. Remember, after Arti, Panchamrit, Prasad, meals are prepared. Courtesy again, Savi Ramlal from Course Trace in Foster Road. We say, God bless you. God bless you. Hari Om.
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल
जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल
जय राधा जय जय राधा जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल 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 जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि केशव हरि गोविंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि केशव हरि
गोविंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम
हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम
हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम
भनमाले मुरली वाली गोवर्धन गिरवर धारी
बनमाले मुरलीधारी गोवर्धन गिरवरधारी
भनमाले मुरली वाले गोवर्धन गिरवर धारी
बनमाले मुरलीधारी गोवर्धन गिरवरधारी
नित्य नित्य कर्मा कर छोरे गोपी बनहारे नित्य नित्य कर्मा कर छोरे गोपी बनहारे हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद
हरि नारायण हरि ओम
हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद
मुकुंद हरि नारायण हरि ओम।
आओ रे गाओ रे गोकुल के प्यारे,
आओ रे गाना रे गोकुल के प्यारे,
आओ रे नाचो रे रोच रचाओ रे,
आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे,
आओ रे गाओ रे रास रचाओ रे,
आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे,
गाओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे,
आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे,
हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदर हरि नारायण हरि ओम,
हरि नारायण हरि ओम।
हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदर हरि नारायण हरि ओम, हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदर हरि नारायण हरि ओम, 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 हरि नारायण हरि ओम। जय
महामृत्युंजय जप से रोग भय सब जाए, सांस सांस में शिव जप मन को बल दे जाए, जो भी सच मन लाए तेरी राह चलाए, तेरे चरणों का छाया जीवन सफल बनाए, 12 ज्योतिर्लिंगों में एक ही तेरा तेज, सोमनाथ से केदार सब में तेरा सेज, जिसने नाम पुकारा भय उसका
कौन सवेर बखानी सीरा रे रानी, कौन सवेर बखानी रे रानी, कौन सवेर बखानी, कौन सवेर बखानी रानी रानी, कौन सवेर बखानी रे रानी, कौन सवेर बखानी। शिव